Hey everyone, welcome back to our Heritage Group channel. My name is G, and today we're presenting another special white glove service car. This is a 2008 BMW M5. This M5 features a V10 engine, which is truly the last of its era, and finished in Interlagos blue over black leather interior, and only 41,000 miles. It's ready for another whole lifetime of driving and joy. So the current owner of this car purchased it in 2023 from a dealership in Texas and had planned to add it to his current collection of various M5 and Porsche GT3 cars. However, with his kids growing up and at an age where they just recently purchased cars for them, there's no room left at the house, no room for this car, unfortunately, so it must go to its next caretaker. Now, starting with the exterior here, you can see it's in showroom condition. I mean, I've literally never seen M5 in this condition before myself. Starting with the paint job, every corner that you look, all original paint, no damages or anything, with a clean title and clean history. To the wheels, which are the original 19-inch wheels on the car, and they are wrapped in Continental tires with a lot of life left in them still. Cosmetically, looking over the exterior, the glass is in great shape as well. Same with the chrome, there's no pitting or anything of that sort. All the badges and lights and everything are where they should be, and it literally looks like it just drove off the BMW showroom floor. So let's move on to the interior. Alright, stepping into the interior here, you can see it's finished in black leather with brushed aluminum accents around the car. And from what I could see, the leather to the dash, the plastic pieces, everything is in fantastic shape. I don't see any cracks or damages or anything of that sort. Even common things like the steering wheel paint over here, usually on this generation of cars, even the E60 M3s, the black paint is prone to peeling off. There's very slight peeling over here on this edge right here, but otherwise everything else, I mean, it's in fantastic shape. You know, you can really tell that everyone, whoever has owned this car, has really pampered it and looked after it. Moving on to the electronics, everything in the car works. All electronics function properly as they should. Windows to horn, sunroof, stereo system. It is fitted with XM stereo actually, and as well as all the suspension controls, transmission controls, everything of that sort. As far as the feeling when you're in the car, the seats are very soft. It really feels luxurious, you know. You could tell that it was built as a luxury car first and a sports car second. But once you step on the gas, it doesn't fail to remind you that that sport car, that beast, is still there waiting, you know. Fantastic car overall and in amazing shape. So let's move on to the engine. Okay, so let's get into what makes this car really special, and that's this monster of a V10 engine in here. This engine continues to surprise me. The more I drove it when doing our filming, the more I fell in love with it. It's really, the best way I could sum it up is it feels like the engine knows what it can do and what it's got, and it doesn't have to prove it to anyone. You know, when you're driving it normally, it's so smooth, so quiet, so docile that you wouldn't even be able to tell you have a V10 under the hood. But once you step on the gas, that's where it really puts a smile on your face and puts you back in the seat, and it makes you appreciate the car that much more. This V10, I believe they push around 500 horsepower or so, and with the 7-speed SMG, the SMG really surprised me too. I'm more of a manual guy myself. I like stick shift cars, but with the SMG, it changes the whole game because it's more of a comfortable daily driver when you need it to be. You know, there's no switching to automatic in a manual car. You're stuck shifting gears in traffic whether you like it or not, you know. So with this, it's great that you can control that. So enough talking, let's take it on the road and see what it can really do. All right, so first thoughts on the E60 M5. I've driven a bunch of M5s before, but never the E60, so it was definitely a pleasure to experience this car. Off the bat, I can compare it somewhat to the E92 M3. I used to have an E92 myself, and from the weight of the car to the balance, how it feels when you're driving it, it's very comparable to the E92. This obviously is a lot heavier and you do feel the extra weight in the car. However, you do have 2 additional cylinders up front. So it's kind of a even match, I guess. The S85, this V10 engine in this car is a freaking blast to experience. From the outside, when you stand and admire the car, it's really understated. You know, there wasn't many differentiating factors between the M5 and the regular 5 Series E60 besides some bumpers and wheels and mirrors and whatnot. So it still looks very understated, but when you get inside and start driving it, it's a completely different feel. I don't think it matches what you would expect. When you're driving it, you definitely feel like there's a beast underneath that's waiting to be unleashed. Going up the back roads here, so we're gonna really put this car through its tests and see how it does on the twists and turns, acceleration, deceleration, handling, suspension, braking, and everything else. Let's first start with how it feels to be in here. Comfort-wise, it's really comfortable. I mean, these seats, they're very plush. The leather feels fantastic. It has a good amount of bolster support. It really supports you when you're taking turns. Steering, as with all BMWs, it is firmer than traditional cars, which gives it a great steering feedback feel, you know. The leather, everything in here is in fantastic shape. The shocks, it's very smooth. The car, you could feel that it was made to be luxurious, you know. It was made to be a luxurious sedan that was also sporty, but luxury came first. And you definitely feel that. The feel of the gas pedal, brake pedal, everything is normal. It feels very nice. Overall driving experience is great. I mean, this is a car that whether you're in the city and stuck in traffic or taking it up the canyon, you're gonna love it regardless, you know. It's got something to offer for everyone. Now, when it comes to handling, it's very responsive. When you turn the steering wheel, it sticks and goes. The weight helps a lot with having the car feel a lot more planted, giving you more confidence through the turns. It's not, the shocks aren't bouncy or anything. They still have a lot of life left in them. When it comes to the braking of the car, it tracks straight, even under heavy braking. There's a good amount of life left still in the brakes, the pads, rotors, etc. There's no squealing or squeaking or anything that I've noticed. And my favorite part about the car is the power, obviously, the speed. This thing really picks up and goes. When you're driving it in regular automatic mode in drive, when it comes to the shifting, it makes it feel more like a manual car than a regular automatic car, which is really cool. You know, it's like the first gen paddle shifters and these transmissions, they all operated a certain way. And now that we have the brand new PDKs and whatnot, I mean, it just makes shifting so effortless and quickly that once you get back into one of these cars and drive it, it makes you appreciate it a lot more. You have your controls down here that you could bump up the sensitivity of the transmission, and it'll shift quicker. And also you have the best button in the world, which is the M dynamic mode right here. The M button, once you click this, puts it into M mode, stiffens up the suspension, and with each turn that I'm taking right now, I could feel the bolsters puffing up in order to support me even more. So if I'm making a right turn, the left bolster is puffing up to help keep me centered in the seat, which is amazing, you know. It just makes power delivery instant, you know. The throttle response gets sharper, and it makes it such a joy to drive. And with this V10, this does have the stock exhaust system on it, so it's pretty quiet compared to what these cars can actually get to, which makes it great for an everyday car. However, if you're someone that obviously enjoys the sound of that V10, it would be nice to upgrade it to an aftermarket exhaust, maybe an Eisenman or something of that sort, to really help bring out the beast, so to speak. So this M5 is currently up at auction, and there's only a few days left in it. If you're interested in the car, if you're local to SoCal, you're welcome to come by and check out the car in person in the next few days before the auction ends. Otherwise, if you're new to bring a trailer, make sure to put your bids in sooner than later, because once the clock gets below the 2-minute mark with each bid, the counter resets back to 2 minutes, and we've had plenty of people lose out on opportunities before, so this is definitely one you don't want to miss out on. Otherwise, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and happy bidding. We'll see you all soon.